Hello and welcome back to Jane's GitGud Plat Tournament Europe region. I'm Possible here with Beatdown Boulevard. We're coming right back into this playoff match between Un1uck3rs and Light-Footed. First round went the way of Light-Footed on Lijiang Tower, but for the second map, we are going to be heading to Eichenwald. What do you think we're going to see there, Beat?
I think we're going to see more Doombra out of Light-Footed, first of all, which I'm really excited for. I used to, you've heard me probably rag on the Doomfist a lot, but he's starting to grow on me. At least in organized play.
See?
Okay, fine,
You will
You're
be
right.
converted. You'll be converted eventually.
God,
One of
what's
these days.
happening to me?
You're learning the ways of the meta.
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
Oh God. But still, Un1uck3rs, not doing too bad so far. They're playing a lot of goats. It's been giving them some measured success. However, it wasn't enough to close them out on Lijiang Tower. Like you were saying towards the end there, flexibility really seems to be the key here, and Light-Footed is just like full splits flexible right now.
That is a great way to phrase that, and you are absolutely correct. I don't think I saw Light-Footed bring out a same comp on Lijiang ever. They were always playing different compositions every step of the way, but apparently it will not be Eichenwald.
Oh,
I got debated. We will be going to Dorado instead. So Dorado, very good Widow map. Gullible from Light-Footed, we've been told, is a very good Widow.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see how this pans out for Un1uck3rs.
And it's a pretty decent Pharah map as well. You can really get away with it if you're careful with how you play, and if you get proper support from the team. Sakul seems to like this Pharah very much, so we could see that from him on the side of Un1uck3rs as well.
Certainly could. I always like to see Dorado. It's a map where a wide variety of compositions work out. My personal favorite is that armadillo strat we've seen starting to pop up, where teams just lock themselves in that first room and play for time. Don't know if that'll be what we'll be seeing today, although that would be amusing.
No, that comp is actually toxic. No, truly, like who thinks of that stuff? Like that's mean.
It is mean, but doesn't look like that will be what Un1uck3rs are showing us right now. In the spawn room, they're showing us a bit of a double sniper composition.
Oh, double sniper defense here on Dorado, especially with the Orisa Diva not outside the. Not exactly oddball or anything like that. It's a very good defense here, especially the Orisa Diva. It's almost the standard nowadays. So Chill and Sakul, I kind of thought Sakul was going to play the Pharah, but instead just wants to take advantage of these sight lines, wants to build up the quick Dragon Strikes and hopefully get a lot of value out of them, since there are no other DPS ults available to them, because Chill on this Widow is just going to have the Infrasight. I say just, but Infrasight is quite good.
Especially when you're running double sniper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the Hanzo basically just has a universal Sonic arrow up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a way to think of that, right? Light-Footed on the other side, going to be running Dive with the Sombra variation on it. So, very high mobility composition coming out from Light-Footed. Right now, it's sort of just poking at the lines of Un1uck3rs. Gullible seems to already have worked his way up around. Oh, Yasat taking so much damage early on. Actually gets cleaned up nice and early. Chill finding that nice value out of that Widowmaker. Ooh, and now Norca has to be careful about pushing this payload. Gets chunked down as well. Light-Footed, they want to try and get in here, but right now they're struggling to stay alive against these double snipers.
They're taking too long to dive in, I think. Whenever they peek out, this amazing focus fire from Un1uck3rs is immediately chunking them down. You blink, and yes, that lost the match.
Absolutely did. Gullible very low, but it's Mighty the first one down in this team fight. A lot of healing and damage now gone for Un1uck3rs to work with. They have managed to rotate themselves around to where they want to be set up, but Sever gonna lose the mech regardless. So now, Light-Footed have a lot of momentum to try and get in here. They're gonna capitalize off of it, and they are trading out right now, but any trade is ultimately going to favor the offense here on this first point. Norca already back in the team fight, diving in, looking for the Mercy in the backline. Gonna settle for the Hanzo instead as the payload gets capped onto A.
Well, that last fight, and pretty much going forward, is exactly what you want to be seeing in this kind of dive composition. As soon as you have the opportunity, just jump in there. Don't waste any time poking, because against this double sniper defense, you'll get torn apart. Now, we're going to see Gullible swap to this Widowmaker. No more Sombra. Kangs is pretty much at this Dragon Blade. Whale also with the Nano, so that's probably the combo we're expecting to see in the next fight. Sackle probably looking to shut that down if he can with this Dragon.
Have to shut it down quickly here. No way for Un1uck3rs to avoid a Nano Blade other than just killing the Genji, which would be quite the task. There comes the Dragon out into the front lines of Light-Footed, but not managing to find any kills, just a lot of damage down onto tanks. Norca's still looking nice and healthy. Can't say the same about Ruby. Now the main tank's gone for Un1uck3rs, and Light-Footed are gonna get aggressive. There's the Nano Blade coming over the top, finds one. He's looking for more, finds two. Now he's looking for a baby D.Va, finds that as well. 3K from the Genji. Gonna shut this one down despite a self-destruct coming out.
Yeah, that 1.5 kill isn't going to do enough here. There should still be enough power here to get rid of Ruby. And right as I said, he's already going to go down. Good combo play here. Unfortunately for Severus, used the bomb to really no avail, and now that's no longer available.
Yeah, 5 minutes on the clock for Light-Footed to work their way through here. Ruby swapping over on to the Reinhardt. Gonna contest these choke points a little bit better. Has to watch his noggin against Gullible on the other side, and has to be wary of the high ground that the dive tanks of Light-Footed are going to use to their full advantage. Ooh, you said once again, D-Mech very early. Chill takes advantage of that D-Mech, takes him out, denies the remech, and now Un1uck3rs getting super aggressive. Transcendence popped from Mikachu to try and restabilize in this fight, but it's a 4v6 here. Gullible does manage to find a pick. Sackle going down as well. Light-Footed just not able to make this stick, however, despite kills going their way.
Yeah, now we're at a point where trades rather, favor the defense. So you want to be winning fights more decisively than Light-Footed is doing so right now. So now they're just trying to back up here, restabilize, and try this again. They're really close to the Nano Blade, so that could be what they want to use to open up this next fight. However, Gullible going down is really going to put a problem in this next plan.
Honestly, Light-Footed should just wait here for their Widowmaker to come back. It's not very far for the spawn gates on this first point. They're going to poke the payload around, and Yasada's going to try and claim the high ground. An interesting self-destruct coming out from Severus all the way up in the air, but Ruby down on the floor has found Norca, so no main tank for Light-Footed to work with. So much space denied to their backline. Gullible finding a pick regardless. So it is a 5v5 here, and Norca is most likely going to be returning soon. Over on the side, Sackle looking for a way in here. Gonna settle with some damage down onto the only tank coming in. Here comes the Nano Blade. Now in for side out as well. Nano Blade already finds one, finds two. Transcendence not able to stop it. Gullible also finding Chill means that Un1uck3rs are so heavily on the back foot here. Ruby desperately trying to stabilize, does manage to get one. And trades are going to favor the defense here, but they need to find a lot more of them, a lot quicker, and they need to avoid the self-destruct as they try and come back out and attempt the recontest. Barely managed to get there in time, and a Valkyrie in the air going to help Un1uck3rs stay alive for the moment. They've done a nice job of regrouping prior to coming back into this fight. It's gonna benefit them. They're gonna find two immediately. This is a good chance for them to shut this push down, but man, that was by the skin of their teeth.
Truly, 2.48 meters left, and Un1uck3rs just in the nick of time managed to hold. Switching to a bit of a tankier composition was to their benefit as well. Light-Footed didn't really know who they wanted to attack, and especially Gullible on this Widow have fewer targets as a result of this. So, unfortunately, them scrambling a little bit was exactly what Un1uck3rs needed to kind of reorient themselves. Now, Ruby is close to yet another shatter. Not really any ults online for Light-Footed except for the Primal Rage, which is hopefully for some displacement or stall position.
Chill is the first one to fire in this team fight. Mikachu already down. This is going to be rough for Lightfooted to try and work their way in here at a player disadvantage. They do manage to stabilize onto Chill here, so it is a 5v5, and Ruby does get slept in the front line. So now the back line of Un1uck3rs should be easy pickings for a moment here, but it's actually going to be members of Lightfooted feeling the damage, feeling the pain right now. And yet again, Un1uck3rs have managed to stabilize off of an opening that Lightfooted had, and they're gonna keep Lightfooted out for the moment. See if they can keep Lightfooted out entirely here on this defense. Just over a minute remaining, where Lightfooted had started with 5. So now yet again another Dragon Blade. Oh, the sound barrier is canceled. Mighty not able to throw it down means so much less health for his team here. Oh, Jill with the double pulse bomb in the backline though may have just stabilized for his team. If he can stall this out long enough for the respawns to come through, what could have been a devastating loss can still be a win. Chill does go down, but the respawns are starting to come through. Surge back and Mighty back as well. Now a coalescence to try and keep Un1uck3rs nice and healthy on this defense. 30 seconds remaining, and it looks like Un1uck3rs yet again going to bring this one back somehow.
Off the back of a great pulse bomb, gets 2 supports. Truly, no more could you ask for. Chill really coming big for his team right now on this Tracer pick, and Lightfooted. 15 seconds left, and we're seeing more swaps. They're going for the Ryan Zarya, but honestly, it's too late. You're not going to build any reasonable ult charge. And Gullible going down with the Dragon Strike is going to be bad too.
Gullible down already. Chill doing such a good job of running circles around Lightfooted. Transcendence does come out to keep Lightfooted nice and healthy through a Graviton. Yet another Dragon Blade, but no Nano to back it up this time. Still managed to find Mighty, and he's looking for more value now as well. Not able to quite find it. Trades going back and forth both ways, but yet again, trades are gonna favor the defense. No Dragon going to find any sort of value coming out from Gullible. So low are the DPS players of Lightfooted. Both go down, and overtime ticks away. 5 minutes in the bank, but not able to make it all the way through.
Oh, Chill on this Tracer. Truly the winner of this defense here. Lightfooted had no response. Nobody swapped to the McCree. There was no brig change. There was no way to deal with him. He would just come into the back line, get so much value. If it wasn't that, it was the pulse bomb. And there was really no way for Lightfooted to actually be able to answer back. And because of that, what was a pretty dominant showing coming into this last point turned into a 3-minute hold into not even finishing.
Very, very good work from Un1uck3rs on that defense. I gotta give credit to their swaps at the end there. We had been a little bit worried about Un1uck3rs' flexibility prior to this map. I think they're doing a good job of showing us that that's not a worry we need to have when it comes to this team. Chill showing us a lot of different looks on that DPS. We were told to look out for the DPS of Un1uck3rs, and Chill showing us just why that's the case.
Yeah, so far playing really well. Now, actually, that's the attack spawn. We don't talk about them yet. Double sniper defense. Double sniper defense online for Lightfooted here. Same defense we saw from the last round. As long as Gullible and Kangs can land the shots that they're going for, they might be able to just, prevent themselves from losing this map and just get an earlier hold.
Certainly possible here. We do see teams get stalled out at every portion of Dorado. Even full holds are not completely unheard of here on this map. Lightfooted gonna be looking to have that sort of decisive defense here to try and go up in the series. Gullible finding the first value onto Ruby, and Kangsy popping up as well. With 2 picks down, Un1uck3rs just have to wait it out.
Un1uck3rs had the right idea here with this Pharah. Get them off the high ground and take advantage right away. As soon as you get that Orisa out of position, she is done for. But the snipers go big for Lightfooted and keep them in this round. And also, it's important to note that it's going to be about how quickly Lightfooted can swap here on this defense. Once you lose point A, you need to get rid of this Orisa comp right away. With Chill and Gullible making sniper trades right now.
Certainly are, but Lightfooted is the only team with a sniper available at the moment. as they rotate around and try and hold the choke point. Ooh, Servish and Ruby actually getting a little too over-aggressive here. They didn't quite have enough healing to keep them in that fight. Healer's not in the proper position, so now the tank line of Un1uck3rs going down means the back line is easy pickings. Mighty gonna get staggered out here as Saskal gets a bit of a fadeaway kill onto the mech of Yesat. That could actually be huge.
Ruby, like a shark that smelt blood, he really wanted that kill onto Pikachu. However, Whale was keeping him up so well that there was no way it was going to happen, and Pikachu was free to just frag out and get the kill. And look at that, now he's 75% to this trans. Both snipers have their ults. You're still looking alright here if you're light-footed.
Definitely are. You do have the infra sight, which you did mention here, so could shut this push out entirely. Gullible not opting to pop that first, but dragons do get popped into the lines of Un1uck3rs, finding Tiger, maybe shutting out Un1uck3rs on this defense. They have to back up into a disadvantageous positioning here, and Kang's gonna take full advantage of that. Now a few players of Un1uck3rs stuck over in this awkward little side room. Kangzy up on the high ground, finds one, finds two, finds them both. And now, Un1uck3rs, minute 40 left to try and get point A.
This is a brutal stagger going on now. Now we're already down to 90 seconds. However, Un1uck3rs have the Nano Blade. If Sacco can pop off, get the kills necessary, there is definitely still a chance that they can get, remain in the game, capture point A, because they're stacking a lot of ultimates as well, not just those two.
Blade comes out, it will have to be Nano. There's that blade out over on the side. Might have been a bit of a misclick actually. I spent a bit looking for it and it was just over on the side. He couldn't actually get in. I think there was a bit of a fat finger there. Horribly unfortunate for Un1uck3rs on this offense, and they're gonna get penalized for it. Sacco finds one into the back line, but the rest of his team has just been decimated.
Okay, I know I said it before, but that is truly an Un1uck3rs. That was the combo that was going to get you through this next push. Now 45 seconds left. No chance of building another blade. They're really going to have to live or die by the Nano Monkey now. It's their only choice, and the staggers are so brutal right now.
Ooh, and some late swaps coming out from Un1uck3rs. Does look like they're just going to opt to go for the full goat. So when in doubt, do goats it out, but it's going to get spotted out. All of Un1uck3rs is revealed by that infra sight, and they're going to have to dodge a dragon in this choke point. Comes out on the side, zones out the back line, but doesn't manage to find a kill. A sound barrier now for Un1uck3rs, going to keep them nice and healthy, and Kangzy is the first one to fall. Self-destruct somehow manages to find Severus, and now it's a 5v5 here on the point. Respawns are going to favor Un1uck3rs, but overtime is out. Yesat demeched, no self-destruct to try and keep that one rolling here. Un1uck3rs may have stabilized on this offense. They still gotta be wary of Gullible up at the top, and Sacco gonna zone him out for a short moment. A big bio down onto Un1uck3rs, going to make it very difficult for them to stay alive here. Sacco goes down, a shatter not finding nearly enough value out from Ruby, taking so much damage with that Discord orb on him. The tank line of the tank line of Un1uck3rs just far too low. They find some picks here, but they just can't manage to stay alive. Chill desperately trying to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders with this rally now. Finding a few picks in the front line, but he steps off the point. And with that, light-footed gonna take map 2.
The bio grenade was so big for Un1uck3rs here. They had the opportunity. Trance was out, but nobody was getting any benefit. And Un1uck3rs was too slow to actually react. They were too slow to follow up. Because of that, most of light-footed managed to stay alive long enough to get the full benefit from the Transcendence. And because of that, they were relaxed a little bit more. They had enough time to just calmly pick apart the rest of Un1uck3rs.
Well, and when you swap onto goats, you know who's really relaxed? The Widowmaker, Gullible, popping off on that last point, on that last defense there, just showing us why light-footed are so confident in his Widow play. Still a very strong hero despite the tanky meta coming out.
For sure. And I was surprised to see no Doomfist swap at the end to try and deal with this Goats composition, coming back from spawn. But I mean, sticking to the double sniper worked out, so what can I really say?
Yeah, and second, if they had got pushed to second point, Double Sniper does a very good job of applying crossfire down onto goats. You only have the one big Reinhardt shield. It only protects one angle, so if you can get a flanking Widowmaker or a flanking Hanzo, that can often work out pretty well. They probably didn't want to give up ult charge there, but they didn't even need to worry about that really, as they just full held on point A. Very impressive coming out from Lightfooted.
Yeah, so far they're doing really well. Again, like you said before, always running different compositions. Now we saw them run a different yet again here on both attack and the defense. Especially their defense was really well done. I enjoyed the focus fire that we were seeing from them. The fact that, you know, every mistake that every mistake that Un1uck3rs was making, they were just shutting down immediately. Main tank pokes out a little too long, bursted down. D.Va out of mech.
Yeah, no, Lightfooted showing us some very high level communication and comms for a plat team. Reminder, all teams in the GitGud tournament are in fact in plat, right? So very impressive teamwork and coordination coming out for that elo. I know I'm in plat. My ranked games, man, if I could get that level of coordination in my ranked games, maybe I wouldn't be in plat.
Yeah, that's what they all want to say.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But still, yeah, Overwatch, SR notwithstanding, it would be a lot competitive ladder would be a lot better of a place if people were even half as coordinated as the teams in the tournament, whether NA or EU.
Well, we'll see. See if Lightfooted coordination can still reign supreme here. It does appear that our next map will be Horizon Lunar Colony. So, very interesting assault map 2CP as it were. Very a lot of different possibilities here for this map as well, both offense and defense.
True, although I'm expecting to see more of that Orisa D.Va defense here. It is so strong on points like these, especially with the more easily accessible stairwell now. Since they made the change to this map, you can sit up on the high ground, and even reset yourself easily if towards the end of a fight you got displaced. So now we're kind of already seeing that, although it is a little bit early. It makes a lot of sense. Probably going to see that. Junkrat is very common as well too. You know, there's a lot of small rooms that teams end up having to pass through, and that's a lot of easy ult charge if you're a junk.
Certainly is, especially if the enemy team does end up running that goats composition. It's not what Lightfooted are hovering over, but I'm ignoring that. Mikachu's on Torbjorn. I'm not gonna give that much credit there.
Yeah, not trustworthy.
So, Un1uck3rs on the other hand, coming out with a very standard defense, 4-point A here. I do like the Orisa pick when you pair it with the Junk and the Widow. Chill was doing relatively well on that Widow on Dorado, so hopefully with that spatial control, with that protection the Junkrat provides, can have a little bit more comfort and try and pop off.
Still, Lightfooted definitely have something to say about that. Running the Sombra Genji again on this defense, definitely looking to disrupt them a lot. Gullible gonna be looking for these backline hacks, and the rest of Lightfooted are gonna be looking to immediately capitalize on these things. And dive is a great way to deal with the Orisa, so that's probably what we're going to be seeing.
Certainly is. Somebody needs to heal while though. Took a headshot there. So low already. They pushed in. Well, so many of their players were low. Lightfooted getting a bit dismantled here. Trades are going back and forth. One tick already taken for Lightfooted rather, so it's not a lost push, but they didn't necessarily pick the best time to go in on that one.
No, it wasn't even so much that. Tiger actually got a great anti-nade. I believe it caught everybody on Lightfooted, and there was really not much they could do. Already half HP, no longer able to heal. Their death was all but guaranteed. However, they did manage to get a tick with little to no effort, so there's definitely that still. On top of that, Gullible is really close now to an EMP. Really good way to get a good shot at Captain Point A.
Well, and Lightfooted had managed to get back in here before Un1uck3rs could re-stabilize on the defense. Kangzi now popping off on the Genji. Already found 3 in this fight, and now it's just a stall game coming out from Un1uck3rs. They realize that they've lost this point, but they want to try and stall this out as long as possible. Light-footed, they could very well steamroll this.
Yeah, the worst part is they didn't use any ults to cap point A, and now they have the Dragon Blade, they have the self-destruct, and worst of all, they have the EMP. So one big EMP to a Dragon Blade combo could pretty much end round 1 right now.
Very well could. Gullible looking to set that one up. Scouting out the defense here from Un1uck3rs. Spots those players up on the high ground, Chill and Mighty, trying to stay safe from a dive way off in the back corner. The infrasight does come out from Chill, so Light-footed have to be careful about how they approach this. They opt to just wait it out. Smart play coming out from Light-footed. Now they're going to push in through that little bottom room. The dive comes in into the backline. Chill and Mighty feeling the full brunt of that one. Mighty might be forced. Ooh, can't even actually be forced to pop the Transcendence he just worked his way up to. Not going to be able to get that one off, and now it's desperation time for Un1uck3rs here. Ooh, a desperate self-destruct coming out from Severish. Not going to net much of anything as Kangzi has found some value out of the Dragon Blade. Light-footed need to make this a bit more of a decisive of a team fight if they want to try and get some value here. The defender's advantage is very strong, and Un1uck3rs going to take full advantage of it and push Light-footed out.
Gullible kind of holding on to that EMP a little bit too long. Maybe wanted to save it for later in the fight, just in case they couldn't quite get everything out with that first combo. However, it cost them because they got Mighty, who at the time built up the trans, and they were in a really good position to just take this and start using their ultimates. But because they held on to them a little too long, they started getting picked off. Trades started happening, and as we both know, trades favor the defense on point B defenses. But still, they have the EMP, they have 2 support ults, they're in a good spot here.
Ooh, the EMP comes out and it punishes Mighty immediately. Ruby also dying over in the front line. A couple trades going down onto Light-footed, but they still have the advantage in this fight. They can still make this work. They just have to avoid a Dragon Blade coming out from Sacco, and a sound barrier from Mikachu going to help them live through that. They need to shut him down, however, as the respawns are coming in from Un1uck3rs. Mighty's taking a lot of damage over in the backline yet again. Can't pop that Transcendence to keep himself alive. Very unfortunate for the Zen of Un1uck3rs here. But Light-footed, also very unfortunate. They lose both their tank players in a late Transcendence from Wild. Not going to keep them alive now. Kangzi with the Dragon Blade out. Actually not going to find any kind of value. Sacco's going to find the value instead on the Genji. And Light-footed, yet again, they commit some ultimates, but they can't make anything stick.
Yeah, and I think the worst part here for Un1uck3rs is that when Mighty finally uses the Transcendence, he pretty much pairs it with the sound barrier from Tiger. So now, no support ults online for them, and Light-footed are actually about to come into some ults of their own. Gullible, who swapped to this Tracer, already has the Pulse Bomb. There's really not going to be any response once somebody gets stuck with it. Norca has the Primal Rage as well. A lot of displacement value there to look for.
Dive yet again into the backline. Mighty is the target once again, but Kangzi is the first one down. They trade 2 players just to pick up the Zen, and it's not going to be very favorable here. Un1uck3rs struggling to find a way in here. They're doing their best attempt, but it's actually Un1uck3rs who are holding on the defense.
Yeah, Light-footed just seem to be lost right now. As soon as they try to make a dive, Un1uck3rs are be counter diving right away. As soon as Norca makes a jump in, the rest of Un1uck3rs swarm him. The peel is so good right now, and the fact is, it's like you said, they trade 2 or 3 of their players for a Zen. My math's not that great, but I'm pretty.
Well, Light-footed, they're going to be changing it up a little bit here on this offense, opting for the Brig McCree. It's a good way to shut down those high mobility characters that Un1uck3rs are utilizing. The full dive, going to struggle against that one. Ruby taking a lot of damage, a lot of poke damage. Gullible finding a lot of value here. And now a Dragon Blade out from Sacco. Gonna look to shut down this push before it even begins. Ooh, Light-footed made their way to the point here, but they've lost so many to do so. They're managing to stay on it, but Chill is giving them the runaround on the point. trying to avoid any sort of capture progression. Not even up to a tick yet, light-footed. And now, this Transcendence out from Mighty is going to keep Un1uck3rs nice and healthy on this defense as they clean light-footed up. 90 seconds remaining and no value found yet on the offense.
Chill, doing really well to dodge. Although he died, he's lived long enough to stall the point. Not even a tick was gained by the time his team came back to continue to stall. But light-footed are still in a position to try and take this. Once again, 2 support ults online. Gullible already has the Deadeye. That is very quick. So as long as the tanks can properly make space for Gullible and he can land his shots, it's definitely within the realm of possibility.
It certainly is, but they have to make it work quickly. Already 60 seconds remaining. A late sound barrier onto Un1uck3rs. Not going to save Ruby here. Had the primal, wasn't able to pop it. Now self-destruct on the high ground. Actually gonna find Norca. He was trying to zone it out with a bubble, but mistimed it just a little bit. And light-footed what looked like a beautiful push here. Going to maybe get staggered out. Now the primal out from Ruby to stall out on the point. 1 tick has been taken for light-footed, so they have finally found some progression here on point B. Ruby going down, they're looking to make this stick. Light-footed also take out Sev, so now both tanks gone for Un1uck3rs. Backline is easy pickings. Doomfist coming out from Kangzi to try and shut down the respawns quickly here. Going to manage to do so. Now, light-footed finally with 10 seconds remaining will have a good look on this offense. They might be able to get all the way. 2 ticks taken, a Transcendence coming out from Un1uck3rs, but it's only going to be able to keep Sev and Mighty alive for a little bit of time. Mighty now taking a lot of damage here, but meanwhile, Sev has managed to stabilize. The picks come through, and light-footed can't stay on the point. Ooh, and it looks like Un1uck3rs going to be holding on point B.
That last second swap to Doomfist by Kangs. Though desperate, it did see some sort of value. There were kills being found, but still at the end, light-footed a little scrambled, not able to take full advantage of the traction they started gaining. Because of that, the support ults from Un1uck3rs started coming in, and the rest of Un1uck3rs started coming in. And you know, in long fights like that, it's really difficult to overcome the defense. You need to win fights more cleanly, otherwise stuff like this is going to happen.
And that's maybe a bit of a breakdown in the communication that we were talking up from light-footed earlier. You know, we saw them very coordinated on their targets in the previous maps and didn't have quite the same look on Horizon.
That's right, and this is hopefully, you know, the start of something here. It's 2-0 right now, but we're getting some signs of a reverse sweep. Yeah?
You feeling the reverse sweep?
I might be feeling the reverse sweep possible. It's my arm's doing that thing.
Well, I think it's a little early to call that. I think Un1uck3rs have to win this map before I'm willing to maybe make that call. And then they gotta win a few more at map pick disadvantage. But who knows? It's certainly possible here. Anything's possible in the game of Overwatch.
Yeah, that's right. I guess you gotta start waiting for it to really count. But I like this comp we're seeing here on the similar to the one for except Whale's gonna be on this Mercy. Very interesting pick. Can damage boost Gullible on the Widowmaker, so there's a lot of stock being put in that Widow and Junkrat pick overall. On top of that, the res, still a very powerful ability. If you're playing the full force, somebody goes down, you can resurrect them. However, Un1uck3rs are not looking to play that game. They're playing goats.
They are, and they're rotating completely around the defense, not opting to go for the, not opting to try and break the lines, just gonna subvert them instead. But now, light-footed, they sort of just get to work with the high ground here. Yasad does get demeched, so it is a bit of an opening for Un1uck3rs to try and make this work. But Kangzi already had a Riptire going for the backline, manages to find 2 supports. Crucial pick there from Junkrat of light-footed. Going to manage to stabilize for his team. Now he's down on the point, just finding whatever kind of kills he wants. It's a stagger onto the Baby Diva as light-footed going to hold.
Norca, unbelievably low HP, but him and Kangs managed to close this out. Huge plays from Kangs right now on this Junkrat. Double kill with the tire, 2 more kills just with the left click. That is the plays you love to see if you're light-footed right now, because that was starting to look dangerously like an early point A capture. Now, Un1uck3rs gonna try this one again. Now they got some ult charge in their belt. They have the coalescence, so they might be able to try and just take a head-on fight and try to win off of that sustain.
Oh, and they recognize they can't leave the Junkrat alone, but yet another tire for Gangzy already. He finds two again! Gangzy, an absolute monster on this Junkrat, going to shut this push down before it really even begins. Un1uck3rs doing a good job of doing a bit of tactical adaptation, trying to dismount them from the high ground, but it's not going to matter.
Kangzy, at least let them play the game, man. This guy is just shutting them down left and right. However, Un1uck3rs still have some pretty strong ults in the bank right now, and hopefully Ruby especially can find something big with this Earth Shatter, and that will give Un1uck3rs what they need to capture this point here, but it's still going to be tough, because getting in the face of Lightfooted's comp has been a struggle for them so far.
Definitely has been. Oh no, Seth already losing a mech, has to use the self-destruct to remech pre-fight. Now, self-destruct going the other way, going to find Chill once again, caught out by that self-destruct. Lightfooted looking to stabilize. A very late sound barrier coming out from Tiger to try and keep Un1uck3rs alive on this offensive push. They get a lot of damage down to Norka and actually take him down. It's just Whale and Mikachu, it seems like, and Mikachu just on the point now, all alone. Gullible on the Widow, going to stall this out best he can. Actually, maybe, is this winnable? Is this a card-based situation? No, not quite. It is going to be respawns coming in for both sides. Both Divas now back in the fray, brawling it out here, but Gullible on the side, going to be taken down. Yasat gets demeched as well. The spawns are just slightly quicker for Un1uck3rs, and with the tire going down from Kangzy, it's looking like Un1uck3rs gonna cap point A.
Chill making the swap onto Widowmaker was, I would argue, the only reason that tire didn't. One charge shot, more than enough to take it out. And overall, looks like Chill is going to stick to this Widow. Kind of tired of Gullible just, you know, shooting fish in a barrel with his team. And now Kangs is going to make this. Actually, we're going to see swaps from Lightfooted all around. Now, it's going to be more of a dive defense here. Genji Widow, so they're going to be looking to counter dive. As soon as Un1uck3rs gets within their range, they're just going to jump them. But they have to be careful. Sackel has the Graviton Surge, which could be detrimental to the defense.
Ooh, what? Not if he's dead. Fun fact, Zarya can't grab if you kill her.
Wow, today I learned.
Shutting this push down really before Un1uck3rs can make any sort of headway. They did fire one onto Whale, but it's just not going to matter. Wild?
I'm gonna go with Whale.
Whale. Yeah, let's say Whale.
Let's say Whale. But the dangerous thing here is that Un1uck3rs are just stacking ultimates. Currently, they're about up to 4. Honestly, Tiger is not too far from being their 5th. It's really gonna be on how well they weather these tank ultimates, especially. Earth Shatter could go so big. The grab could go so big. Even the bomb. So there's a lot to deal with here if Lightfooted want to hold and take this map. There is no second round. They didn't capture the first time around fully.
Yeah, the nature of GOATs are those very game-winning ultimates coming out right now. Un1uck3rs going for an interesting rotation. They seem to be going all the way around, but they're a bit split up here. Self-destruct coming out from both sides. Neither finding any kind of kills, but Norka finds both Chill and Tiger. 2 already down for Un1uck3rs on their offensive push. Now a Transcendence coming out. And it looks like Lightfoot are going to shut this down yet again.
Sackel. Oh, actually two tank ultimates are out, finding really no value whatsoever. Sackel managed to get the grabs off, but it didn't seem like very many were caught in it, and the follow-up was not great either. So now this is suddenly a really bad situation for Un1uck3rs here. They're going to swap to, they're also going for the Genji Widow dive. Oh. So far, Gullible coming out on top here on these Widow duels. It's not looking good so far. Lightfooted have some ults in the bank. They have the Nano Blade, so this next defense, they're feeling fine. You got nothing to worry about. 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
It's going to be very difficult for Un1uck3rs to try and get in here. Ooh, but that makes it a little bit easier. A nice deflex kill onto Sackel. Now Sound Barrier to just help Un1uck3rs get hyper-aggressive and survive through Kangzy's Blade. Mighty going to be found anyways here, but most of the trades going in favor of Un1uck3rs. They've set themselves up on the point. 1 tick already taken. Keep in mind, they only need barely more than 2. Now, the second tick is there. A desperate stall from Gullible, not going to work. And Un1uck3rs going to take map 3. We've got a series now.
Yeah, we do. Un1uck3rs managing to not completely lose point. B, the first time around, really contributed greatly to this victory. 2 ticks is so hard to defend against, and it looks like light-footed were not up to the challenge. So now it is 2-1. I'm starting to feel that reverse sweep possible.
And it's certainly a possibility here.
Ah, possibility.
Haha! Ah, you have used my name against me.
I have.
You,
Yeah.
Cotton, you boy.
Me boy. Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
you.
Oh wow, ladies and gentlemen, he got me.
Got him. Pro fire being spit here today on in the casting room, as it were.
Yeah, let's call it that.
But you know who else is spitting fire? Gullible on that Widowmaker.
Yeah, seriously, this guy. If not for that deflect, actually, we gotta give some props to that deflect too. That long range,
absolutely,
immediate response. That was a good opening kill, which was the winning fight, if I recall.
And that's the kind of mechanics you don't necessarily expect to see at this level, right? At a plat level, like getting a deflect headshot onto a Widowmaker, that's pretty rare.
Pretty ballin'. I gotta say, it's a good flex. It's like, hey, it's a great headshot. Be such a shame if you hit yourself with it. Such a shame.
Yeah, no. Turns out if you kill the Widowmaker can't kill you.
I'm learning
fun fact.
I'm learning so much today about Overwatch.
Bring that one into your ranked games.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you kill the team, you can win the game. It's crazy. I know.
Winning is winning.
No, okay, no.
Pro level analysis here from myself and Beatdown Boulevard. But let's talk about some actual analysis, as King's Row will be our 4th map.
Yes, really excited about that. Partially excited because that means it's Widow favored. We already know who plays a really mean Widow. In case you're wondering, it's that guy Gullible. He's great.
He does.
Yeah.
Chill. Yeah. Not silent on the Widowmaker, but I definitely think it's safe to say Gullible is winning that duel out right now.
Yeah, as from what we know now, that can be the case, but who knows? Situations change. People's peaks are different. Who knows? Maybe this time around the team makes space a different way and suddenly chills the man on top.
That is more than possible. Some people need to warm up, wake up a little bit, as it were, as well.
Relatable.
Have hit or miss kind of maps, no pun intended, hit or miss, but we'll see who's landing those shots as we go over into King's Row. We'll be light-footed first on the offense, Un1uck3rs on the defense on this first point.
Very interested to see what kind of comps the teams are going to run on this defense again. Wow, you know, the more I talk about it, the more it's just becoming clear that Orisa D.Va is such a good point A defensive tactic, because we are seeing it a lot, and I'm just very curious as to what the teams are actually going to run here. You know, there's a lot of comps that would work, a lot of viable strategies. So that's why I'm a little. Oh yeah, see, we have a Soldier 76 on Kings Row. There you go.
Yeah, well, Chill, recognizing that he's been losing that Widow battle a little bit, opting to go for the Soldier. Interesting decision, as it's even more difficult for a Soldier to try and win out against a Widowmaker here. Un1uck3rs actually not going for that Orisa defense. They're gonna opt to have the Rein Zarya down on the point, just sort of contesting, keeping that corner locked up here as light-footed come out on the offense with the double sniper.
It's very flexible to run the Rein Zarya as on a defensive comp. It's really easy, or it's much easier to reposition, especially they have Tiger on the Lucio, so the speed boost is there. Light-footed with this double sniper, though, definitely have more of the burst damage in their favor here, especially if Chill can't get any consistent shield damage. He's really going to struggle in this DPS duel.
Kangzy right now looking for some damage, but most of the damage is actually going down onto the front line of Un1uck3rs. A bio opened that one up, and it was Mikachu who took advantage. Norka actually going down as well, but Kangzi has found Sackle. And
Kangzi.
Tiger popping off on the Hanzo, securing this one entirely. Already 2 ticks taken, and now it's Desperation stall from Un1uck3rs as Lightfooted going to quickly cap point A.
Yeah, Chill having a little trouble so far on the Soldier. It is an interesting, probably less than favorable pick here on King's Row. With the Soldier, there isn't a lot of kill pressure when you really think about it. It's just shield pressure, you know. That consistent damage is so great for bursting out down shields, but that's not what the DPS of Lightfooted are looking for. They're looking for the gaps here. As soon as you drop your shield, taking off the head of one of your backline. And that's a really tough duel for Chill to really win out on. So that's why now he's swapping to this Tracer. Now he's looking for the backline picks. He's looking for favorable 1v1.
And it's going to be much easier for Chill to try and work his way onto those snipers now that we are in the streets phase. A lot less high ground to be abused here, but Un1uck3rs, they're giving over a lot of space on this recontest. They could have taken a five-man fight, excuse me, a few times, but now, actually Ruby who goes down first. They trade that one out on a Norka, and Mikachu goes down as well. Sackle doing a good job of finding that crucial pick to give Un1uck3rs the player advantage. They're going to take full advantage of that as well, as Sackle finds yet another onto Gullible. Un1uck3rs getting hyper aggressive and pushing Lightfooted out.
Sackle on this Hanzo, thinking, hey, Kingsley's I'm fighting that. And earn the Dragon Strike as a result of it. Severus, Graviton Surge as well. We're gonna see a combo coming out here more than likely. And no D.Va to eat it, so Severus has nothing to worry about. He can throw it wherever he wants, from wherever he wants.
Ooh, but possibly a combo the other way as well. Both sides have the option for that Dragaton combo, as it were. But the grab comes out first. It's ult left and right. They're going down everywhere. But it's Sackle with the value. 3 kills to 1. Finding a 4th just for the heck of it. Oh, beautiful positioning there from Sackle. Going to really pay off.
And it all comes down to the choice and supply. We saw the combo come out on both sides, but the consistent healing from Transcendence was what won it here for Un1uck3rs. Mikachu, probably knowing that, you know, popping the sound barrier really doesn't help in this competition. It goes down. It'll eat through sound barrier and then the rest of your HP. So the Zen really come in clutch here for the side of Un1uck3rs. Mighty probably feeling really good about that. So Sackle, after using his ult, is going to swap to the Widowmaker. Doesn't really want to bother with the Hanzo anymore. Especially Gullible on this Pharah, it might be easier for him to try and get that.
Possible here. Sound barrier coming out from both sides to start this team fight. Neither side actually getting very aggressive off the back of that. Both shatters whiff from both main tanks. But you know what? Norka's got a nano, so he's gonna get aggressive anyways. Finds one onto Tiger as Kangzi answers onto Ruby. Norka does get punished for a little bit of over-aggression, but Kangzi's still in the back, finding enough value to secure an advantage in this fight. Gullible, meanwhile, finds Chill in the back line. And now it's Desperation stall yet again for Un1uck3rs to try and stall this out long enough for the respawns to come through. Severus is traded out for Mikachu, and Ruby does manage to find Kangzi, but meanwhile, the point gets capped. B has been capped for Lightfooted.
Yeah, right now, Gullible on this Pharah has all of Un1uck3rs on the back foot. There's really no one who can deal with him right now. Sackle's trying on this Widowmaker, but so far to no avail. Now Chill is going to swap to this McCree. They recognize that this is a problem, so they're going to make swaps to try and take it down however they can. Sights up for Sackle as well, so hopefully that will assist in taking down Gullible.
Already working up to that barrage up in the air, and yet another grab nearly online. Ooh, Dragon comes out from Kangzi, not finding a whole lot of value, but picks are getting taken regardless. Chill down already, and Lightfooted have all the offensive momentum in the world. Now a barrage just for the heck of it over on the side. Gullible's gonna get punched a little bit for that one. A grab coming down onto the left to zone them out, but Lightfooted looking to cap this one up nice and quick. Over 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the bank.
Great play from Un1uck3rs so far. This entire time, they just seem to be ahead of the game with the swaps. As soon as they cap 1 point, or as soon as they hit some sort of wall. They're like, okay, this is happening, so we're gonna do this. We're kind of tired of their widow, We're just gonna play Pharah and dodge around buildings and deal with her. Oh, is Reinhardt now? We'll just swap to Winston. Whatever the case may be, there's just on it with these swaps, and so far it's been giving them a lot of success.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, that flexibility that Light-footed are showing is nothing short of beautiful.
Would you say it was be a splits?
You're gonna.
Would you?
You're gonna. No, I'm not gonna say that because.
Okay.
Just because.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't need a better reason.
But yeah, no, that's definitely. You're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know who else is doing great, Possible?
Gullible on the Widow?
Yes. Actually, the last. Well, I was gonna say Pharah, but I mean, you're not wrong. Still, it's been
just
really...
Gullible in general. This guy has been popping off left and right every single map.
Yeah, this Pharah was especially a really good pick. Nobody from Un1uck3rs seemed to be able to do with it. Even switching to a double hit scan composition here, and it's not even the Soldier McCree. It's that you see in your ranked games. It was the Widow McCree, and just nothing could be done about it. But now Un1uck3rs, Genji Widow attack. This is their time. They gotta redeem themselves. They gotta try and match or beat a 240-minute time bank here on King's Row. Light-footed, also playing the Genji Widow, but this is more with the Orisa D.Va combination here. So a lot slower and a lot more reactionary.
Also provides a lot more space onto the high ground. Surprising that Gullible not opting to take advantage of that shield. Actually gets really low as Mikachu is found. A 5v6 here in favor of Un1uck3rs as their tank line pushes onto the point. Sev is going to lose the mech yet again, but Zackle finding value in the backline, finds Whale, and now Un1uck3rs looking to cap point A just as quickly as Light-footed did.
So far, great start. Chill, like you said, definitely not silent on this Widow. Gets the opening pick that pretty much caused the snowball into the capture point A. They are now up to 5.5 minutes. Gullible, painfully staggered. And yeah, Un1uck3rs, so far so good, right?
Yeah, no, certainly a clean look on this offense, but they've got a long way to go before they can try and make this reverse sweep happen. Gotta try and get through this archway against the Rein Zarya now coming out from Light-footed. Nork are gonna opt to try and hold that one as up in the room on the side. Kangsy's found Chill. No peel there for that Widowmaker. It means it's gonna be difficult for Un1uck3rs to try and break in at the moment. They gotta wait.
Yeah, respawns are coming back in now. They're gonna probably be looking for the backline dive. Like you said, the Light-footed aren't gonna have very much peel, but this great anti-nade. To no avail though.
The anti-nade didn't have any sort of follow-up. Norka was out of position, and both supports from Light-footed were found. A few kills go the other way, but Un1uck3rs with all the offensive momentum in the world. A self-destruct coming out just so Sev can remake here and keep this push rolling, but nobody's on the payload. Okay, there we go. Now they're on the payload.
And that aside, that was some great play from Un1uck3rs. As soon as they went for that dive, it was so clean. They got anti, but it didn't matter. Focus was too good, and they, like we keep saying, can't, doesn't matter how low your HP is, they can't kill you if they're dead.
That is definitely true here, but they might be able to kill you if you have a Nano Blade. A Transcendent's not going to stop that one. Chill goes down first, and looking for more. Kangsy with the Blade, not going to quite find that value here. Still a lot of ults for both sides. Now the Transcendence to keep Light-footed nice and healthy. Ooh, Sev losing the mech here. And Un1uck3rs gonna be pushed out as Light-foot stabilize.
Un1uck3rs used both their support ults in that fight as well to respond to the Nano Blade. Unfortunately, it did not work out the way they wanted. Still some serious damage coming out of that combo. Luckily, they got Mikachu to use the Trance as well, so Un1uck3rs isn't completely dead in the water just yet. Chill on this Tracer, has a lot of backline damage potential. Sackle has the Dragon Blade. Although there's no Nano, it's still a strong.
But the Shatter going to shut down this push. So, maybe not. Actually, Sackle putting the weight of the world on his shoulders. No backline, no problem if you kill their backline first and better. Ooh, Sackle finding 4 kills in that fight. Keeps Un1uck3rs in the running on this push.
Insane play. Like you said, weight of the world, sheer force of will. Sackle says, nope, I want to win this fight, and they do. Because of that, now they're still looking good here, and they got the shatter out of Nork. Great. So they're honestly looking pretty good here. The defense is, well, Lightfoot still have the grab. They had the combo, but the grab got eaten.
Oh, grab got eaten. The dragon comes down anyways and doesn't find any kind of value. Meanwhile, value going the other way. Kingsy's gonna try and pull this one back with the blade out. He's taking a lot of damage, but he does manage to find 2 kills over on the side. So Lightfoot is still very possible for them to stabilize here. And it looks like Un1uck3rs being pushed off into this room. Trade still going back and forth here on this push, but Ruby now getting so low. The bio comes down, no primal to pop, and now a Nano Zarya going to shut this one out. Yes, with the value on that tank hero.
Oh, Yeast definitely redeeming himself from getting the grab eaten. Then the Nano used so well, 70% on his way to another grab. Definitely another chance here. 1 minute 45. Un1uck3rs really close to the second checkpoint, but not quite making it just yet. However, there isn't a lot of ultimate response here from Light-Footed, as Un1uck3rs have the Dragon Blade here and Sackle, and if it's gonna be anything like the last one, point B is gonna be captured.
Certainly possible here, but he has to find his way in, take some damage from a fire strike, and Sev already losing the mech once again. So much damage mitigation gone, and now a shatter coming down. The Transcendence forced to pop, and it's not even going to keep most of Un1uck3rs alive. Now the blade comes out from Sackle, and Chill's found one onto Whale, found another onto Norka. Chill trying to put the weight of the world on his shoulders on this Tracer pick, trying to stabilize solely himself, but Gullible shuts it down with a beautiful, quick Deadeye into the remaining members of Un1uck3rs. Less than a minute remaining as Lightfoot hold yet again.
Oh, you said, I understand why he used the grab, but who would have guessed Gullible would get 2 big kills there? Now, 40 seconds left. There is no... Well, actually, we're seeing some swaps here from Un1uck3rs, so it doesn't really matter. There isn't too much DPS all to worry about, because Sackle is just going to swap to this Pharah here. Interesting pick, because Gullible is still here on this pre. He must be thinking he can deal with him somehow. However, he also has to watch out for the Dragon Blade. Kangxi in the backline, already looking to throw it out.
Blade comes out, but he gets zoned out a little bit here. Not quite able to find the picks in the backline that he was looking for. The one alt Light-Footed really had to work with gone, and it stabilizes both teams here on the point. Norka goes down as he works up to the shatter. Very unfortunate here for Light-Footed, and now a self-destruct actually goes onto the top ring, not gonna find anything, but Sev and Ruby going to find value regardless. Now it looks like Un1uck3rs trying to make this one stick. They are going to be able to push this through as soon as they clean McCree up, but they're only gonna have 1 minute and 30 to get this all the way.
Still good last second plays here. Oh man, he said really wishing he could refund that grab from earlier. Could have been fight winning for them. And Sackle's realizing this Pharah isn't working out. Is going to play the soldier, but you know, I still stand by that decision. Pick doesn't really work that well because there's just shield damage. And you know, there's a lot more you could be getting here.
Sackle finding a lot of damage onto Norka, but the healing is there. Ooh, a shatter straight into Ruby's shield. Not the kind of value that Norka was looking for, but he finds a nice pin onto Ruby regardless. Ooh, grab coming out as well. Means Light-Footed are going to be in a very good place to shut this down. Less than 60 seconds left for Un1uck3rs to try and come back in.
Time is ticking right now, and Un1uck3rs have still some tools here to work with. They have the Earth Shatter, they have the Sound Barrier. They're definitely not dead in the water, but it all depends on how they play this next fight. They have to land the Shatter, and they have to deny the one Norka is about to get. Not to mention Kangxi with this Dragon Blade could be very dangerous as well.
Ooh, Sound Barrier. Now Un1uck3rs need to push in, get hyper aggressive. Ooh, the Shatter finds so much value. Self-destruct finds 2 off the back of it. Now Un1uck3rs looking to get aggressive and keep themselves alive in here. They find a third. They've got to clean Kangxi up before the respawns start to come in. Now Un1uck3rs gonna push through, but they've still got one team fight to go, and it will be in overtime.
Now this is really dangerous because they use pretty much whatever they had to do this here. All they have is the tactical visor. Light-Footed have 4 ults right now. Un1uck3rs really tough hill to climb here, and this pick on the Tigers is even worse.
Oh, especially as both DPS ults come out from Light-Footed, a Deadeye, and a Dragon Blade, both finding value here. Light-Footed look to clean this one up. They're gonna take the map and the series 3-1. It's Light-Footed.
Light-Footed did so well with stacking ults in that last fight. They knew this push was gonna be in overtime, and that all they had to do was group up and press Q.
Yeah. Another groundbreaking fact here.
I know.
Q is vital in the game of Overwatch. Ultimate abilities are good.
What the crazy thing is, I knew that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Well, so did both of these teams. Very obviously here.
Yeah, clearly, and just great play all around. Un1uck3rs definitely kept themselves alive in the series. Honestly, because they're going. Yeah, this is double elimination. They're going to be going to the losers bracket. They're not out of this just yet. And if they want to stay it, I think the only 2 points of advice I would give them is when you know you need to swap, do it right away and call targets more decisively. Besides that, I think they still have a good shot here.
I definitely agree. Un1uck3rs looking very good on a lot of the comps they came out with today, but Light-Footed just on that next level when it comes to coordination and shot calling. It seemed I never really had an issue with the tactics Light-Footed were trying to employ. They were always making the right swaps, setting themselves up in the right position, more or less, other than a couple of weird staggers, but that happens to everybody, right?
Yeah, sometimes you get caught out of position. Sometimes you get caught out of position. There's really not a whole lot else we can really say about that. So now this one's I think we're about done, and we have another game coming up, don't we, Pulsable?
We certainly do. That game will be live in just a minute here, so be sure to stick around as we head into that. But we're gonna go to a quick break before we do that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in just a few minutes.